Hey there everyone, all the techies and data enthusiasts there. So guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is video 9 of our Azure OpenAI series, and this is the most awaited and most requested video. Many telegram messages and each and every video of this playlist, if you go and see one or the other comment, I want the lab solution, I want the lab solution. Guys, I don't understand, like I have created this entire playlist, or even Microsoft have created this entire playlist to teach you all and to explain you all the fundamentals of generative AI. You should understand and you should be able to work on it. But I don't know why, like, you all are only focusing on solution and certification. Let me clearly tell you all, everyone. So this is a quick disclaimer. Those who all are running behind certifications, I want only certification, nothing else. I don't want the skills or anything. Those who all are running behind the certifications, and those who all are doing 10 certifications, 5, 20, my only request for you all is stop looking for the certifications, because certifications are nothing but they are a useless piece of papers, to say frankly. Guys, I mean, there are some certifications which have more weight, but which certifications you all are doing from uh, I'm just telling you all the example of this particular platforms, like from Udemy or from any courses like Coursera or everywhere. One or two certifications is enough. Afterwards, your knowledge matters, and the projects which you have done and which you are showcasing in your resume matters. No one is going to see your certifications. If you mention 20 certifications or 30 certifications also, they are just going to turn around the pages, because no one cares about your certification. We only care about your projects. So how good your projects are, and what is your education qualification, and what are your technical skills. Apart from that, nothing else can be seen on the resume. These certifications are just a kind of only 0.001% validation that you have done that particular course or you have that particular skill. Okay, so don't just run behind the certifications and complete thousands and hundreds of certifications. My only recommendation will be that start to understand the fundamentals and upskill yourself. Do upskill yourself with the intention that you should complete that particular skills, and you should be able to do the projects, not to get the certification. Okay, so guys, I hope this is enough. I'm not here a guy who is sitting here to give lectures about all this. So I just felt to tell you all. So I told you all. And when it comes to this certification, it's definitely, obviously, this lab exam was difficult even for me also. So let me frankly tell you, it took me 4 attempts to fail and 1 attempt to pass. In a sense, like 2 attempts, I was not able to crack the examination, and another 2 attempts. I don't know why the lab was not working. So I mailed the Azure team. It took me again 1 week time. Then even sometimes I launched the lab, it was not at all working. I again mailed them. Then to rectify that and to give a proper lab, it took for them almost 15 to 20 days, because of which I was not able to record this video very soon. Okay. So finally, I have completed the certification. Let me all show you all in this particular, in my computer screen. Before that, if you have not subscribed the channel, do subscribe the channel. And guys, this is the most requested video, so I'm expecting you all to definitely like this video. And if you have not subscribed the channel, subscribe and share with your friends also, because of so much of request I have created this particular video. Now I'm giving you all a target. I want 100 likes at least for this particular video. So now it's on your hand, you have to fulfill this. So guys, now let's not waste our time. Let's dive into my computer screen. So guys, first let me validate myself. You can see my certification here, I guess. So this is my Azure certification. You can see here, they have mentioned my name, and I have passed this particular certification, and it's online verifiable. And here I have my credentials, and I earned this on 29 June. Okay. So guys, that's yesterday. Because of the lab problem, I was not able to complete the solution soon. Okay. So this is the certification, and even I'll show you all the pass percentage. I just gave it 71%. So another 2 conditions I was not able to pass out of them. Before this, if you see my 4 attempts, see here. So all before this, whatever attempts I have done, they all were just a failure. The only one condition I was able to pass. I have no problem in telling you all about this because I don't care, because everyone talks only about their success and I do talk about my failures also. So I was not able to complete in 4 attempts. So you can see a 62 percentage, 62 percentage. It's an improvement finally. First I started with 25, 44, 62, 62 again, then 71. So obviously I was able to improve wherever I was lacking with the code. So it's not a problem. Now let's start. But if you see here, each attempt you have to wait. Once you give one attempt, then you have to again wait for 72 hours to launch the lab again. So mine, it was done yesterday only. Then how will I record this particular video? So for this particular video, what I made an arrangement is, so I'm going to use my friend's account. So this is his account. Even he has passed in 2 attempts, but I don't know how he got passed with 56 percentage only. It was a lab issue or glitch. I don't understand, but it's fine. Like, even I guess he was able to hit, yeah, 3 conditions he was able to hit, because of which he is passed. It's fine. Now let me start the lab here, and I'll show you, I'll execute the solution in front of you all. Okay. Okay. So just check mark this and start. So it's asking verifying your account. Okay, but I don't see anything here to verify the account. Is it technical glitch? Yeah, it's coming. Click on verify. Pick a one square that shows two identical objects. So here the square which has two identical objects is this one. It's a kind of database symbol. Yeah, so now my lab is getting started. To the guys who have continuously commented my video, I'm telling you all guys, I'll be coming up with more new interesting stuff, and let us all learn together. But for your comments, I have responded. I told I'll not create the solution video, but there was no option because even I felt a bit difficulty, and this is not for your certification. I am creating this to explain to the people about this lab solution. Okay. So, but I'm expecting you all, finally you all are meeting your solution, and the video is out now. So you are seeing this particular video. So I'm expecting you all to like this video definitely, and I want you all to promote this video. Okay. In a sense, share with your friends. Because whatever uh, you guys have asked me to do for the solution, finally I did the video. Now it's your turn to follow what I say, and I want you all to help me get at least 100 likes for this particular video. Let us see whether you guys can do this for me or not. So I'm just kidding for you guys, but normally those who are seeing this video to understand the solution, it's my request. My channel is yet growing now. So I'm requesting you all to share my channel with your friends and with your update in your stories, and tag me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy whenever you get this certification. Tag me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy. I'll respond to your LinkedIn post as well. Let the community to grow together. Okay. So this lab, it will take some time because you can see here it's taking several minutes. Let's wait for it to resume, because when you launch the lab, the VM should on, right? It will take approximately 5 to 10 minutes to on. I'm not going to pause this video anywhere also. Let's wait for it to complete. Okay, so here you get it, admin. So if you scroll this one up here, yeah, it's again loading the lab content. Let's wait. So guys, I'm planning to off my camera, or let me just reduce the size of this. I guess you guys could see the lab properly. Okay, let me take myself up here. Yeah, this looks perfect. Okay, so now if you see here, if you scroll this up, here you have step 1. So read these instructions properly. Step 1, this is the password. So if you just click on this T, it will only type the password. Username and password, it is there automatically, and it will do it. So then just log in, and you have, and step 2 here, you need to read a scenario. So this is for a company called Contoso Limited, to help company's IT team to develop generative AI solution. Okay, this is our task now. You need to read the solution, access the email page. For that, just you can click here directly open email, so it will automatically be opened here. Okay, so this is email page, and you have Microsoft sign in. So let us log into Microsoft and let us continue. So for Microsoft, this is your Microsoft user ID. Okay, you can just click on this T. Only for this particular 2 hours of lab. Okay, you can see here the lab timing is 1 hour 57 minutes. And password. Sign in. And yes. So you cannot use this lab for your personal use. Do remember, after 2 hours it will automatically be deleted and the username and everything will be discarded. Okay. So let me close this. It's saying welcome. Let me close this as well. Okay, so let's go to home page. So you guys might be thinking, what is this? The lab looks very weird here. I don't know why, but their lab screens are very big or something. But I need to minimize this completely. How much I can minimize? Tell me, it's in 67% right now. So we don't have any other option. This is a drawback here when it comes to the lab. You have to adjust and do the things. So let me go there. This one. Or can I take this out? No. I can just, yeah. Now it looks a bit good. Actually, I can remove this completely. Okay, fine. Enough. Now let us start to read the scenario. Inbox number 1, general guidelines. From Contoso Limited, I mean Contoso.com company, and you have 2 user. Okay, so thank you for agreeing to help our team develop generative AI solution with Azure OpenAI service. Okay. So we have some general guidelines that you must follow when you perform tasks in Azure. Please always use the following guidelines. When creating objects, use the default settings. Okay, unless there is a requirement that requires different configurations. Only create, delete or modify objects to achieve the stated requirements unless changes to the environment can advisedly affect your final score. So what they are telling is, try to maximum use the default what they have mentioned. If you try to use something else, there is a chance that it might affect your final score. Okay, don't change any default settings. Maximum use it unless they have not mentioned it. Okay, so don't simply type wherever you want, or don't change the things, okay, when you are using the lab. If there are multiple approaches to achieve the goal, always use the approach that requires less amount of administrative effort. Okay. Then after this, in the app provided, do not worry about potential bugs in the existing code. Focus on adding what you need to complete in functionality. In a sense, whatever you have the code, right, in that, don't focus on the bugs or updating the code, because you might think now this is a latest version OpenAI, it's different, and old version OpenAI is different. Don't focus on those bugs, just focus on adding the content and achieve the task. Okay. A checkbox is provided in the header of each email and can mark that include that the email has completed. You are not required to select it. It is used. It is not used for scoring, but we will mark it. I don't know why. I feel it is used for scoring. Previously, I did not do that also, but let us do this time. Okay, I'll definitely mark the things. Okay, that's all. This is our first mail. So let us go to the second mail. Existing environment. So in this mail, you got the credentials. You log onto it. So you can now you have given rights to this particular region, RG1 or 759 resource group. So you have to use only this resource group. Okay, apart from this, you are not allowed to use any other resource group. Okay, ensure task that you require must only need to be tested with the app provided. Our developers will be able to praise the results. We have added comments to the code, including any changes that must be made. Do not modify any other code. Okay, so they have mentioned the comments. Now what they are telling, open, I have to select either Python or C sharp. Then you have to start writing the thing. So let us open the file. So just open VS Code here, search for VS Code. So open Visual Studio Code. And in VS Code, click on open folder and navigate to this PC, local disk C. So in this you can find files, open files, Azure OpenAI all POC. Okay, select this file. That's all. So you got the this one, authorize it. So you got here either you have C sharp and Python. So I would like to work with Python because obviously as a AI engineer, I mostly work on data scientist and AI engineer. I mostly work on Python. So I'm good with Python only. Okay. So let me go to terminal. I'll close this terminal for now. And here I need to open poc.py. Okay. So this is poc.py. Before that, you need to make changes in .env as well. Okay, so you need to add all these credentials. For this credentials, what you can do? Okay, so this is done. So first and second are normal. From validate POC, proof of concept, from there your actual task starts. Okay, so your task here you can see here you need to deploy a GPT-3.5 Turbo 16K model in Azure OpenAI in the same region. So open this. Now here search for Azure OpenAI. I hope you all can see my screen here. The screen is very small. Actually, I'm not able to take this one out as well. Split window. Yeah, I'm able to take this one out. So I took it out. I hope now you all can see the screen. Let me zoom in a bit. Yeah, now I hope you all can see this. Here, your task is first to create. So here you have a create icon, right? Click on create. Slowly we need to scroll down. So in resource group here, select the existing resource group you have that which they have assigned. Okay, don't create new resource group. Scroll down. Region, let it to be default. Name. So name should be unique. So for this, I'm giving YTREC. Okay, I'm just mentioning YouTube recording. Standard 0, S0 should be by default. At last, next. Networks, don't do any changes. Next. Then that's all, guys. Apart from this, no changes. Just let it to get review and get the validation to be passed. So after this, finally create the account. Okay, create the Azure OpenAI deployment. By the time it deploys, so you can see here they are telling in poc.py app, there are some strings which you need to enter in the .env file. So we need to enter that. So let us go there and let us first figure out what are the things we require. So we require endpoint, Azure OpenAI endpoint, OpenAI key, and deployment model name, search endpoint, search key, and search index. So that is only used for the last task. But let us first complete this. I'll go to resources. Okay, I'll first add this first three things. So I'll scroll down. Here you have endpoints, right? So click on this endpoints. When you click on this, you get your keys and URLs. Okay. So I'll copy this first key. Key has been copied. So I'll go back. So here in key, double quotes, in double quotes, paste the key. Okay. Again, go back to this one and copy the endpoint URL. So again, I'll go back here. Again, in double quotes, paste the endpoint URL. Okay, so this is the endpoint URL and deployment model. So still I haven't mentioned a deployment model. And since I haven't deployed the GPT model, I have just created the Azure OpenAI resource group now. So, and one more thing, guys, if you are normally using VS Code, remember that if you have enabled auto saving method, you don't need to save again and again. Whatever type you things you type, immediately it gets saved. But here there is no auto saving enabled. Okay, so you have to manually type Control S to save whatever you have added or whatever you have modified. Okay. After this, what you do is go to Home, go to Azure OpenAI. So again, we might require this page. Okay, so what you will do is go down and here you can see YTREC. So here you can see here YTREC is here. So I'll just give a left click on it. Open this in new tab. So I'll open this in new tab. Okay. Make sure to open this in new tab. So I'll minimize the screen again. Okay. Now go to Azure OpenAI Studio. Click on this. Okay. When you click on this, immediately you will get it here open. So close this. And here at the right side here, you can see here there is something called deployment chart completion. So this is the same thing. If you see my previous videos, right, I have shown you all how to do deployment of a particular model. Same thing. Okay. So deployment, I'll click on deployment and it shows that there is no deployment. So see clearly there is no deployment. Now let us create a new deployment. I'll click on create a new deployment and I'll scroll down. Select model. GPT-3.5 Turbo 16K. This is what they have asked there. So I'm selecting this and my model name, I'll just give it GPT. That's all. Apart from this, I'm not going to give anything else. Anything else did they ask? Yeah. So the main condition they mentioned was reduce this token per minute rate to 5K. I'll show you all that. And disable this dynamic quota. Okay. And create. So by the time the deployment gets successful, you can see here important. From the deployment deploy model dialog box, you must select advanced options and set the token per minute rate limit to thousands. That is setting to 5K. You must also set the enable dynamic quota settings to be disabled. Okay. You may not be able to complete all steps for this applied skill if you fail to configure this settings. Okay. This is very important. Okay. Once this is done, now it's time to write the code. Okay. So here first in the Azure OI model, what they're asking, right? So I have named the deployment name as GPT. Okay. So I'll give GPT and I'll save it. Okay. Let it to go on and by the time let me to just see still we have 1 hour 44 minutes left. Okay, there is a time limit. Okay, remember you have 2 hours of time only. Now open POC. Okay, I open this poc.py file. In this, let us start adding the code now. Okay, you can see here they have mentioned add OpenAI code. So for this you have to type here from OpenAI import Azure OpenAI. Okay, Now let us slowly start moving down. We have to define the client here. So for this, I'm not going to type everything here. I'll just show you all, that's all. I have the code already available with me. I'll just update that same code. So client is equals to Azure OpenAI. So Azure OpenAI endpoint, whichever we have configured there in our Azure Microsoft Azure portal that you require here, and API version they have mentioned it by default give 2023 12.1 preview. So I have given the same API version. Okay, and you can see here whatever was mentioned here I have called that. That's all. Okay. After this, let us go to our task one. So these are all the codes which they have mentioned, right? It is commands. So when it comes to command prompt, you have to enter, right? Validate POCs 1, 2, 3. So for that it's mentioned. So let us start with function 1 now. So here when it comes to function 1, the code missing is okay, the input message role. So before this, there is one more thing which should come on. I'll go ahead. Again, open a flower brace and write role system. So this is for system. We are telling that content you are a helpful assistant. Okay. And for that we have the input text. So input text is already configured, right? Okay. And here I forgot to add the comma. Give a comma here. Okay. Now it works. Okay. So message is configured. Then you have API params, leave it default. Then when you scroll down, response. So we need to again modify the response now. So response also I'm not going to type more. I'll just show you all that here. So one more thing guys, those who are seeing this video and not able to understand, make sure watch my previous videos. Only then you will understand what we are doing here. If you fail for this attempt also, it's not a problem. But understand the things and do, or else generating the certificate is waste of time. I'm telling you all. Response is equals to AI client dot chat completion dot create. Model is equals to AI model. Maximum tokens I have mentioned here again 5000. Messages is equals to the messages which we have mentioned above. The same variable we are calling here. Okay. So apart from this, anything else is there to configure? That's all. I'll save this. After this, I'll run the code. Before that, I want to see what they have asked here. So this is your task. They have given the file path as well. So then finally what you can see here, they have mentioned the API version 23.12.01 preview. In function 1, configure the message, API parameters and chat completion connections. Validate whether a response is received by using the sample text prompt file. Okay, so they are asking to validate whether you will get the response from sample text prompt file or no. Okay, let me take the terminal up now. Okay. So dir, so we are at this. So let me change the dir to cd to Python. In Python, we have the file, right? poc.py. Okay. cls Python poc.py. Okay. So you can see it's running now. So this is our first task to validate the POC. 1, enter. Now it's asking, would you like to type a prompt or would you like to use the sample text file? First, let us type, enter your prompt. Hmm, what is full form of AI? A very simple question. Error code, additional operations are not allowed. What is this? What is full form of AI? Params none. Message 1. Invalid request. Where is the error? Okay, let me to see this. Let me take down the terminal back. Yeah. Entire file came down. Let me to close the terminal for now directly. So what was the error out there? Yes, I have mentioned the things clearly. Task 1, input text. Okay, validate POC. Okay, so I forgot to mention the roles here. So this roles in message we have, right, in this empty double quotes. I need to mention it here. User. So when we have AI, then we should have the user as well, right? So user, and for user, content. Okay. So after this, if I scroll down, yeah, things look fine now. So let me just save it and I'll again open the terminal. New terminal. So let me delete this new terminal, and in the existing terminal, let us type. Let me run the code again. Python poc.py, one, type, enter the prompt. What is full form of AI? Response, the full form of AI is artificial intelligence. I hope you all can see the screen. So I'm not able to actually zoom in more, but I hope you all can see this screen here. So yeah, I hope you all can clearly see it. Okay. So after this, now they told to check with the sample text file. So what you have in sample txt file, here is a sample txt file. So in this file, what you have is, one second, let me take this down. What can a generative AI model do? Give me a short answer. Okay, that is what is the question out there in it. So let us give it again. One file, this time file, I'll type file. You can see here, requesting what can a generative AI model do? Give me a short answer. So the request has been sent and it's awaited for the response. Okay, so we got the response. A generative AI model can create new and original content such as images, text, images, and even entire virtual world based on patterns and example it has learned from. So yeah, this looks perfectly correct, right? So the first task is done till here. Okay. So let me minimize this a bit. Okay, let it to be here. So now let's go back to second POC. Before that, let us mark that is completed. So this one we have successfully achieved. So first task we are able to complete. So now what is our second task? Company chatbot. I have marked that as completed. Executives are very excited about the potential of Azure OpenAI. We need you to further develop a POC app to explore how we can use it. So this is your task. You need to develop the app you worked on previously, but this time make changes in function 2. Okay. This app must meet the following requirements. Each response must be in casual tone and end with hope that helps. Thanks for using Contoso Limited. At least one example must be provided with the prompt such as where can I find the company's phone number and response of it, and your prompt engineering technique to ask the following question where I should get the response in both English and Spanish. So they are telling that if you ask anything at the end, it should come. Hope that helps. Thanks for visiting Contoso Limited. So the company's this tagline should be common at the last of the response. And then the second question, what they are telling is, if you ask this particular question, it should you can use prompt engineering technique, and it should answer me in both English as well as in Spanish. Okay, so the task looks very interesting, right, guys? So let's complete this. So let me go back to my code, VS Code. So this is not required for now. Before that, let me to quit this. Type quit here to come out of the execution. Yeah, exiting the program. Now CLS for clear screen and scroll down. Now go to second task. So your second task is to build the chatbot, right? So here you see what is missing. Same messages are missing. So again, I'm going to directly give the messages here. So it's all about giving the messages and responses, and some small changes are there. Apart from that, the entire code will be done. I don't know where you guys felt that difficulty. So I pasted my messages here. So in the system message, I gave that you are a helpful AI assistant who answers both question in English and Spanish, and make sure each response must be in casual tone and end with hope that helps. Thanks for visiting Contoso Limited. So apart from this, API parameters are normal, and in response, this time we use only 1000 tokens. Okay, so in response, let us go to response. I'll paste that. Yeah. So this is the response. Backspace. Yeah, this is the response. That was indentation error. Because of that, you guys were seeing that. So in response, I have mentioned AI model. Max tokens is 1000 and temperature is equals to 0.5. Messages is equals to messages. Okay. I saved this. Again, let me bring up my terminal up now. Same Python POC.py. This time select option 2, company chatbot. So type, this is to type, and prompt, let me copy the prompt from there. Where can I find the company's phone number? I'll copy this, go back, I give it here, enter. So if I slowly go up here, you can see here, you can find company's phone number on our website contact page. It should be listed along with other contact information. Hope that helps. Thanks for using Contoso Limited. Okay, so great, that works. So the condition 1 has been satisfied. Now the second condition, what is the best way to find if a company is hiring? Okay, so here second question, again give it here 2 and press type, and in prompt tell please respond me in Spanish, and then paste the prompt which we have copied from there. What is the best time? Okay, so that's done. Now slowly let me take it up. You can see here I actually don't know Spanish, but it is giving me in Spanish only. Here also it's ending with hope that helps. Thanks for visiting Contoso Limited. In a sense, it's not giving in English, in Spanish only. But last word, I know that's sad. I'm telling you all. Okay. That can be even it will normally come in English also. You can give it without mentioning Spanish. Okay. So this task is also done. But let me validate it. Type and then yeah, done. So now let us quit the program. Clear screen. Okay, second task is done. So fast. So how much time is still we have? So we have more 1.5 hour left. 1 hour 27 minutes. That's great. So this task is done. So let me make this as mark as red. Mark this as red. So let me scroll up. Now developer's task. This task is a bit difficult. You need to use function 3 in this POC app to ensure that the following task can be carefully completed. Create a legacy code. Take the legacy code in legacy code.py, add comments and generate documentation. Generate 5 unit tests for the function in Fibonacci.py. Okay, for this, what we have to do. And one more thing, read this last one. Once you have modified function 3, submit individual code generation request for each task to Azure OpenAI by using the POC app. The code files are in file location is there. It is recommended that you can modify the prompt in sample text.txt file to accomplish the task. So in sample text.txt, there is only about a question about generative AI. So it is telling we can even modify that. Okay. So how we are going to do? So first let us start the third function to to update the things. Then I'll tell you what we have done here. So here this is a bit difficult task because you need to define the file paths now. Okay. So press enter, again enter, control V. So this is a file paths. Okay. So I have taken legacy code path and I have mentioned legacy code file path here. So the file path is by default this one only. You can see here. If I go to my this PC, you have here files and you have your Fibonacci and legacy.py. So it's by default in C and in files folder. So I don't need to change this paths anyhow. And for sample text, it is in Azure OpenAI POC Python sample text.txt. Okay. So this file paths are same in the script which I'll be mentioning. You can mention that by default. Okay. And after this, preparing a task. So let me copy this. So what is this? Task is equals to 1. So file path is equals to legacy code path. Here I am telling like add comment to the following legacy code and generate documentation. Okay, in new lines. So this is the prompt. If user selects second option, generate 5 unit tests for the function in the following code. Okay. So and I have given Fibonacci path here. After this, we need to actually mention messages. Apart from messages, we have some more code to be mentioned. There is more modification here. I know those who all are seeing, you guys might tell now that this is why we are feeling difficult. You guys have to learn this. If you don't learn, how can you be called as a data scientist or generative AI engineer? So the main thing is do not give up. So whatever it is, how many times ever you fail to do it, find out the solution. With open prompt path read method and I'm encoding it in UTF-8. as prompt file. I'm mentioning open that particular file and save it in variable called prompt file and read and then strip. Okay. Then I wrote a JSON method for key task in task and read the file path, read the file content is equals to file dot read, then prompt is equals to base prompt plus slash n plus task plus file content and strip. If you see the what we say, if you see the code, you will understand. Check out the GitHub link in this video description, okay, to see the code. Don't feel this much complex. It's very easy. I'm just taking the file paths and I'm storing it, reading it and storing in a variable. With the help of that variable, I'm passing it, okay. So here I have to mention user and content. And now let us leave this as instead of input text here, change this to prompt, okay. Prompt. Apart from this, everything is same, okay. So then again, yeah, you have responses left out still. So here you don't need to mention system message prompt, okay. You can leave that by default because I have configured the code which I am giving you all. It is configured in such a way that only based on options it is going to work. You don't need to type anything, okay. So API parameters. I have given the API parameters and I'll save this now. Now again, let me to take this up. Response is similar. What I had previously, the same response. 5k, 1000 tokens. Man, taking this terminal from this system, it's very difficult. I would like to ask Microsoft to stop using the projectors. So much big screens. We want our default laptop size screen to execute the task. Okay, now enter number. We have third task, that is developer's task. I'll select that and I'll select not type, it's actually file. Okay, in file, I guess I have to add something else. In file, we need to even mention the prompt, right? Okay, so there is some changes need to be in sample text.py file. 1 second, guys. Let me to make those changes here. Okay. Okay, so in the file, right, which I'm going to provide you in GitHub, there I have actually at the last I have mentioned this prompt for task 3. You can see there. You are an AI assistant that helps helping with code documentation and testing. Please complete the following task, and for option 1 for task 1 and option 2 for task 2. Okay, I'm saving this. I'll select now file. Here, enter. Let me take this a bit up. Provide number Fibonacci. Yeah, so it automatically generated the tasks you can see here. So for response 1, adding comment to the generated legacy code. So it has added the comment. The function finds the difference between two numbers and checks whether it's Fibonacci sequence or not. For each and everything, it has created comments and even it has a documentation here. Generating 5 unit test cases. You can see here all the 5 unit test cases are there. Okay, so this is the code for it. Okay, now let's type quit to come out of the task and CLS to clear screen. And I feel, guys, that's all. Task 3 is done. So fast, right? So mark this as read because I already have the code with me. I have copied it and kept it, because of which I'm doing it faster. But for me, the 1.5 hour time was not sufficient. When you are entering it initially, even you feel the same. So your final task is now we want to extend the POC even further and try to use our own company data for better understanding or answering the customer queries. Your task is you need to connect to POC app to use the search 420857559. That's the search ID. So you have to connect to that particular search ID using Azure AI search resource that contains some simple travel data. Your development must be in function 4 and meet the following requirements. So there is a blob storage already available in that particular ID resource group. So you have to train your AI search using that particular blob storage, and you must name the index name as POC index, and search type must be keyword, and you must use the system message as you are a helpful travel agent. Okay, and configure the strings of it. So, and they have given the question, what is the best time to visit to London? Okay, so let's start doing this. For this, now you have to open Azure OpenAI, normal Azure OpenAI, no, Azure website portal, not OpenAI, and search here for Azure AI search. So if you search for a type for it, you will get the AI search. Click on this AI search, and if you scroll a bit down, you see here you already have that particular resource ID. Open that, and now here you have to do nothing, but you should never create an index or you should never add an index. You should import data. Click on import data directly, because the data is already available in blob storage. We are directly importing it to our model. That's all. Okay. So here what you have to do is existing data source. So you have to select the existing data source. Here you have somewhere Azure blob one lake files, Azure data lake. Yeah, Azure blob storage. Select Azure blob storage. Data source name. So I'll just give everywhere POC index. There is a reason, because I don't know which index it was trying to ask. So I'm mentioning it as POC index only everywhere. Now choose the existing connection. In a sense, you have to choose the dataset location. So I'll select this. Storage account is the same name. In this, I have this blob one. So select the blob one. So this is the one. Once you select this connection string, endpoint, next scroll down, blob folder, the folder here. So I don't need to mention that. You can leave that optional, and let us go to next. Now it's validating and it will move to next. So index schema detected, and it will go next. After this, if you scroll a bit down, you don't need to actually change anything here. Just directly click on next, and here you have this index name here. See, it's showing Azure blob index. Remove this and type POC index. Okay, I guess they were mentioning about this index name, so because of which I have given that. After this, if I scroll down, meta storage path, suggested name, and let us leave the same and click on create an indexer. Okay, so once you click on create an indexer, again it is showing the name as Azure blob indexer. So indexer name, again I'll give it here POC index. Okay, indexer name. So this, if you study in detail, you'll get it. Then click on submit. Once you click on submit, it's getting validated and index created successfully. So now the index is created. What is our next target? So next target is again going back to our code file. And if you guys have forgotten, we haven't configured the search index, okay, yet. It's very difficult to bring the terminal here down actually in there. Man, I'll close this directly. Okay, so this sample file you can directly close. You don't need to again modify back or anything. Let us go to .env here, endpoint. So let me go back here. So this is your, here you can see there is something called URL, right? That is your endpoint. Copy the URL, come back, and here in search endpoint, paste the URL. Okay, this is the URL, and it's asking for the key, right? If you scroll this a bit down slowly, uh, I guess in properties there is a key or something. Properties acts API access control API key. So click on this API key, and if you scroll down, you can see here there is there are two API keys: primary admin key and secondary admin key. I'll copy the secondary admin key and I'll paste the key here. And when it comes to the search index, as mentioned by default, POC index. Now save this. So once this is done, so the data is trained. Now we are left out with task 4 things to be changed. In essence, the code modifications. Let us do that. Same again, you have to update the message role. So I'll copy that. I'll paste it here. So in this in system, I have mentioned content and I have mentioned the prompt here. You can see you are an AI, sorry, you are a helpful travel agent. Okay. And the input text, what user gives, based on that, it is going to answer. API parameters, you can leave it default. When it goes to response, 1000 tokens. And 0.5 is our temperature. Okay. So let me paste it here. So it's done. I'll save this. Before this, let me to see how much time we are left with. More, we have 1 hour 9 minutes. Wow. So let me scroll down. That's all. All these configurations are done, I guess, right? That's all, yeah. Now you can open the terminal again. I'll delete this. Yeah, the old terminal is back. Now here type same poc.py file, Python poc.py file. Number 4, enter and type. I'll mention it as type and prompt, right? So go back and here in your tasks, you see that when is the best time to visit London. So I'll copy this. I'll go back, enter. You can see here. The best time to visit London is generally during the spring and summer months from April to September. This is when the weather is usually mid and pleasant. About the temperature, additional period long, tourism destination. So it's important to remember that London weather can be unpredictable. So it's always a good idea to pack layers and be prepared for some rain there throughout the year. Okay, so it's acting as a travel agent and it's giving you the suggestions. So I'll just now, the task is successful. I'll quit this, and the final step left out is this to be marked. Okay, I'll mark this. After this, you have something called a status completed. Okay. Thank you for helping our team to build a generative AI Azure OpenAI service. We are looking forward to work with you again. Regards, CTO. So that's great. So the tasks are done now. I'll mark all this as completed. Now the final task is to submit this assignment. I'll submit it. So it's saying that, are you sure you want to submit the assignment? Once you submit, you will be scored and you cannot go back. Just submit. Leave. So it's taking 60 seconds time to submit and get the score. Let's wait for it. Okay, so let's wait for 60 seconds. If it doesn't work, then we'll refresh it again. So you will get the code, okay, along with this. So how much time? Oh my god, 56 minutes this video length. I did not expect this. But yeah, I thought it will go somewhere around 30 to 40 minutes because I have to explain the solution to you all also, right? Okay, so there is some error, I guess. So let me just refresh this page again. By the time, let me just go back to this and I'll open the same page, develop generative AI solution using Azure OpenAI here. Okay. So if you have watched the first this one, like you will remember, my friend's score was 57 percentage. So sorry, 56 percentage. This is his score. Let me to see here. If it gets retry again, I'll refresh. I don't know why this refresh and scoring page is having some error, I guess, with Microsoft. Okay, so you can see pass हो गया. तो party चाहिए भाई. Those who all have passed, I want the party, okay, for the certification. So 71 percentage. So actual requirement is 67 percentage. So we surpassed with 4 percentage. That's fine. You all can give a try to update the code to complete this and this two tasks which are getting failed. Even I'll give a try on it. So if it works out, we'll see. So you can now see the credential, share it on LinkedIn or add in your LinkedIn certification section. Okay. So I feel this solution video was very interesting to you all. I'll meet you all in my next video. So guys, do like, share and subscribe the channel. Meet you all in next video. Bye bye.